Attorney Bell, you were a part of making history when in the late 70s you assisted Professor Reed and Dr. J. Clay Smith at Howard Law School in preparing and filming an amicus brief on the Backgate case, a case that served to uphold affirmative action in college admissions policies. Today, in the allegedly post-racial society that we live in, many believe that affirmative action is an antiquated practice and is a prime example of reverse racism in American society. Do you believe that affirmative action is still necessary in today's society? And if so, is there any situation where you would deem for it to be unnecessary?
Thanks for the question. I definitely believe that affirmative action is absolutely necessary still in our society. I think that the day when we have a society where persons are judged by, as Dr. King said, content and character as opposed to color of skin, then there might not be a need for affirmative action. When you have a day when individuals are not suffering the vast economic, social, and other disadvantages from years of oppression, slavery, Jim Crow racism. I think when we get beyond that history to a point where we can have what the church called that brotherhood, the sisterhood of mankind, where we all, are equal, then yes, I think there's no need for that. But I think we're not at that point now, and we're not in a society that I really believe is post-racial. I think we're still in the same society that we have always been in, the same institutions, that we've always suffered under. And I think that we can't leave behind those communities and those individuals who are still suffering for some of those same vestiges of slavery and segregation. Affirmative action is a way of trying to correct some of those past practices. The question that confronts us today is how do you do it in the context of law? How do you do it in the context of political structure? How do you do it in the context of economic opportunity? That's the challenge that we face with affirmative action. Being able to tell the story and give a narrative so that those who are otherwise miseducated on the notion of affirmative action will understand that you're only talking about taking positive action to correct historical wrongs. And that's a difficult challenge that we face today. Some of us don't confront it correctly, and some of us give up because it's a difficult hurdle. But to say that it's no longer needed, I'm one of the ones that have given most of my adult life to fight to show that it is still necessary.